Barakate Howard, Barakate Howard Shy, Barakate Howard, Barakate Howard Shy, Barakate Howard, Barakate Howard Shy. All right, Shalom, Mr. Brother Kanai for the City of Indianapolis camp. I want to start out by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash. The waters, the apostle, elders, great millstone, their teacher will well. Peace, blessings, safety, the hopeful, they pushing us true week in, week out. The sincerity, charity, and love, and the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashim Shai throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, I just want to go, I'm going to this video. Don't treat the truth like your side chick. Because with your side chick, you really don't care about her like that. You brush her out to the side. You pick up when you want to pick her up. You deal with her when you want to deal with her. But you can't treat the truth like that. All right, you have to be diligent, as the scripture says, man. All right, we have to stay on task. All right, so we can't be in the spirit of when I'm ready or any of that, man. We have to rebuke that demon, man. That slothful spirit that comes upon us, man. I'm gonna do it later, man. And the Lord has somebody else do it. Or the Lord, you just don't get to it. The Lord, okay. The Lord taking the time on your ass. And we shouldn't play with, a power like that, man. All right, but I'm gonna start right here. This is Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 1. It says, boast not of thyself or of tomorrow, for who knows what the day may bring forth. Right, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Now you gotta strike. Like the brother always say, strike while the iron's hot. While the spirit is in you. When the Lord put that video, you gotta strike then. Because, that's when, the heaviest the spirit gonna be on you. Wait till tomorrow. Man. The Lord looking for diligent men right now for today. Jump to the book of Matthew. Six and 33. It says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Right, so we got to be seeking after Yahweh. This Yahweh Shai's words as well. So the Lord telling us, man, what we need, man, and all that stuff that we putting on all the stuff that we're putting before Yahweh Shai, the Lord will give us that stuff. All the things that we're chasing, JB chasing the bag, chasing women, et cetera, et cetera. But the Lord says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and he will add all these things unto us, man. So we're supposed to be seeking out the Yahweh Shai. That's the one who's going to give us the desires of our heart. All right, but we have to be on top of it when it comes to him. We have to be on our job, We can't be just throwing it to the side, thinking everything gonna be all right. Because it's not, man. The Lord will sift you out of this truth, man. I'm gonna jump to the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 7. It says, make no teary to turn to the Lord. That means putting off. All right, I'm gonna do it. JB lying. Make no teary to turn to the Lord. Right, man, to do his work. And it's not hard, man. If you're in the spirit, or you've been in this thing for a few whiles, it's not that hard to do a video. If you're in the spirit, if you're not in the spirit, then yeah, you might be, have to, blow a little dust off your body, but jump back in the spirit. Try to remain in the spirit in these last and trying days. All right, the Lord is dealing with those who are hot and not cold. So we want to try to be hot for Yahweh Shai, man. It says, and put out off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. Right. Those things I just talked about. Chasing the bag, chasing your woman, the family life. People find out as things of security. But they put the Lord off for those things, man. You got to be ready to sacrifice in the truth. Your time. That's the number one sacrifice in the truth is your time. If you're willing to sacrifice your time, hey, you halfway winning the battle, man. Because your time is important. Your time is supposed to be required of you, man. you know? So you got to be willing to give up that time for your high and shine. You got to be willing to put yourself off to the side. All right, a lot of us are self-bound and self-worried. I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. Not Lord, we serve a living power to do all the things, man, that we need, man. The Lord knows. The Lord already know what you need. All right, He don't need you to tell Him what you need. How about you? I already know what you need, and He know what you can handle. So we have to try to put Him first, man. You know. And it's just a quick hit, man. This is I'm gonna jump to the book of I'm gonna jump to the book of Exodus. Chapter 34 and 14. It says, "For thou shalt worship no other power, for the Lord whose name is jealous is a jealous power." All right, and I brought this out because hey, when you put everything before the Lord, man, you be making gods out of stuff. Jake made gods out of their women, gods out of everything, anything you couldn't over your how about Shema Shad, man. Or you making a god out of it. You're idolizing it. You know, the number one thing is women, man. Jake idolized the hell out of these women, man. And these women ain't nothing, man. They just as scandalous as some men out here, man. Promiscuous. These women are no good for us, man. All right, but we find ourselves caught up with the daily life, and sometimes Jake put the Lord off, and the Lord not dealing with that, man. The Lord not dealing with nobody who gonna be putting them off. The Lord is looking for diligent men, or who are gonna fight and endure to the end. All right, what the scripture said. The scripture says, "Give him no peace till he made Jerusalem." All right, so we're not supposed to be giving this devil no type of room to breathe. We'll keep our foot on his neck, man. I'm gonna jump to the book of Luke, and that's roughly paraphrasing the last scriptures. Salaki. Go to the book of Luke, chapter 14, and verse 26. It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and even his own life also, what does that mean? That means don't hate them but hate the sin, man, but even your own life, putting off the things of your life for your Yahweh Shem Shai, man. All right? Hate the things of your life, man. Because it says he could not be my disciple. All right? Because this thing requires discipline, man. All right? This thing requires a whole lot of discipline. Drake think they get the truth and everything gonna be sweet. No, you gotta train yourself. You gotta be in a point of training at all times. All right, you have to exercise these muscles at all times, or you'll forget. You'll forget certain scriptures, and you have to continuously exercise our mind in the truth. All right, and not put the Lord out, man. It says, and whosoever do not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. So if you put the Lord off, all right, how you gonna be the Lord's disciple? All right, you're not bearing your cross. You're not doing the work. You're not exalting His name. So we have to be in the spirit of giving the Lord all praise, going on at all times. To the best of our abilities. And I'm not saying Jay got to do, Jay got to be OR. It's a balance, but don't let one tilt the other. Keep it at a balance, man. And don't treat the Lord like a side chick, man. Hey, so Lord, when this was edified to the body, and with that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash, the Lord, our apostles, and the great millstone that teach me well. Peace, be safety, and hopefully, pushing this truth week in, week out. In sincerity, charity, and love, and the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Shai, to what the four corners of the earth. With that, I want to say, Shalom.